Welcome back, Facebook and YouTube. This is Rich again, back for another hybrid video blog on both of my social media pages. Today's subject is about the 30th anniversary of Game Show Network. Tell you about that and one little thing else. Kind of a little bit of a commentary, you will. But first, these important messages. Don't forget to listen to Crystal's Time Machine each and every Friday and Saturday night from 9 to 11 p.m. on WCAP 980 out of Lowell, Massachusetts. If you can't catch the show live, the podcast is available on archive.org. Goes back to October 2015. Follow Crystal on Twitter at Crystal Amy John and Machine Crystal. Follow her on Instagram at Crystal Johnson. Follow her on Facebook. The official Crystal's Time Machine Facebook page, the official Crystal's Time Machine group page and game show fan page, and follow Crystal on YouTube One Exclusive Video Week. Follow me on Twitter at Chewy7. Follow me on Instagram at Rich Celisol. Follow me on Blue Sky at Rich Celisol. No, at Rich005. And follow my Facebook page. And follow Dave Weatherman, Bruce's Bellick, a weather page, and follow Jen Johnson on Twitter. Okay, and now on to the feature subject and a commentary at the end. Today's video subject is about the 30th anniversary of Game Show Network, the first network devoted to game shows 24/7. Game Show Network started in 1994, owned by Sony Pictures Television, and they own the libraries to such classic game show producers, including Jack Berry and Dan Enright, which includes Joker's Wild Tic-Tac-Toe, Bullseye, Hot Potato, etc. Also, the Merv Griffith Library, including Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. The Chuck Barris productions, including The Newlywed Game, The Dating Game, and The Gone Show. And Bob Stewart productions, which includes all of the pyramids, 10,000, 20,000, 25,000, 50,000, and 100,000. And they struck a deal, and also they licensed game shows from the Mark Goodson Bill Todman Library, which included such hits as What's My Line, To Tell the Truth, I Got a Secret, Match Game, Family Feud, Price is Right, Card Sharks, and so many others. And for the first 3 years, the Game Show Network was devoted to mainly classic game shows. They had a few game shows mixed in, original game shows mixed in here and there. And one of the hosts was Peter Tomarken, famous for Press Your Luck. In October of 1997, the Game Show Network went through a 6-month dark period, meaning that they lost the rights to all Goodman-Todman game shows except The Price is Right and the 1994-1995 season, A Family Feud, Richard Dawson's Comeback. So most of their schedule was filled with like very short-run game shows, but they returned but the Mark Goodson Bill Todman Library returned in April of 1998, and Game Show Network started to air a lot of original game shows during that time, including The Inquisitor, The Extreme Gone Show, hosted by George Gray, and also a hybrid game show sitcom, but Ludden's Buffet. They also had a kind of a highlight show as Seen On. In 2000, Game Show Network lost the rights to The Price is Right, and by late 2000, some more original game shows came, including DJ Games, and Mall Masters was actually hosted by Chris Harris, and also other original game shows on U3's Crowd and Hollywood Showdown. And by 2001, there was new management at Game Show Network, and they acquired such classic game shows as Let's Make a Deal and Press Your Luck. And they also acquired an Australian reality type game show called Who Dare Wins, because this was the success of Fear Factor. In 2002, Game Show Network acquired Win, Lose, or Draw and Hollywood Squares, and they had new original programs like Whammy the All New Press Your Luck, Friend or Foe, Russian Roulette, and Cram and Lingo. And also Win Tuition. They actually went into the reality television business in 2003 with Chuck Woolery's Nationally Stoned. By 2004, they rebranded themselves as GSN, the network of games, heading to more reality-type programming. But that flopped big time as many of the classic game shows kind of phased out on GSN during this time period, but they came back around 2006 and added some more original game shows, including That's Question, hosted by Bob Golan, and also they had the World Series of Poker, and also Catch 21. And GSN continued to evolve for many years afterwards, mainly adding reruns of Deal or No Deal or Are You Smarter Than the Fifth Grader as the classic game shows they've had since its beginning slowly phased out of the network. And by like the early 2010s, they acquired Steve Harvey's Family Feud, and that plays several times a day. And GSN has added more original game shows ever since. Some of them were the American Bible Challenge, Get a Clue, General Knowledge, Winsanity, Masterminds, another version of Catch 21, and probably one of the most signature shows during this time period, America Says, a hybrid of Family Feud and Match Game. In 2018, they rebranded themselves as Game Show Network once again. Basically, not too many classic game shows air on Game Show Network right now. It's just Match Game from the 1970s. And currently, Game Show Network has a digital channel called Game Show Central, which is reruns of the original game shows over the years. And the future of Game Show Network looks to be fine, in my humble opinion, as they going to revive Tic-Tac-Toe with Brooke Burns as host, and also they acquired the reruns of The Wall from NBC. I wish during the morning hours, Game Show Network would air maybe 4 or 5 hours of classic game shows, make a deal with Fremantle to license other game shows from their classic library, like Card Sharks, Family Feud with Richard Dawson, Blockbusters with Bill Cullen, password, password plus, super password, etc. But the odds of that happening are not very good. But Game Show Network's going to continue around another 30 years. So happy anniversary, Game Show Network. And a little bit of a commentary before I go. At the end of the month, December 31st, 3 radio stations in Central Maine in the Bangor radio market, WZO, WZIN, WZON, WKIT, and WZLO, which are on the FM dial that play music, are going off the air forever, and they're owned by Arthur Stephen King. Stephen owned these radio stations for 41 years. The reason why he's shutting it down because they're money losers, and plus he is close to 80 years old, his advanced age, and it's very, very sad to see 3 radio stations go out of business, and he could not find somebody to buy them, which that's very, very sad in my humble opinion. Maybe there were a few interested parties, but with the financial losses the radio station has been taken recently, it was not worth the investment, and it's so sad to see radio stations close down, because it means a lot of these radio DJs and people behind the scenes lose their jobs, and they might not go get a job right away in radio. It's so sad. But they should have been somebody buy these radio stations. They should have had somebody step up to the plate and buy them, but no takers. That's sad. I'll be back later with another YouTube and Facebook video blog. Bye now.